Okay, I guess I'm recording. Just like that. Yep. Okay. Alright, quick test, blah blah blah. Okay, it's going. Yeah, this game's simple enough that I think I should just use my phone for it. Oh, that's right, though I have to have the controller on before I open Recursed? Or I just have to click on it? Oh shoot, that's right, I have to turn on to make it think it's an Xbox controller. Okay. Okay, thinks it's an Xbox controller. Now, do you work? Yeah, let's close it and start it up again. There you go, the controller now works. Just gonna wait for it to pop back on stream. There it is. Okay. Bring the volume down for myself. I left it downstairs. I remember taking it off after a while anyways. Okay. Hello, this is the Green Lighting Mr. T. I'm barely squeaking this in the morning, I guess, so good morning. I'm back from more Recursed. I haven't really come up with any new solutions, but I am just eager to jump into this, do my little deep dive and try and figure some of these out. I want to focus on the ones that I spent a lot of time making progress in last time of some sort. So we spent a lot of time in Low Tide. Was it Borrow? We spent a lot of time in Borrow. We spent a lot of time in Share, I think. And those are the main ones we spent lots of time in. Yeah, we did not do that one. We did not do that one. Okay. Which one is the one where I managed to get my hands to touch the key? Not this one. Well, I mean, this is one where I touch the key, sure, but... Share? No. Borrow. This is the one. I want to focus on this first. Oh, I love this game. It's hard though. These are very, very hard levels. By the way, it turns out there's another DLC of this game that's at least somewhat known, called A Day Out, but that's apparently it starts getting into Kaizo-ish puzzles or something, so that has less interest to me. It's not considered like the air quotes official third DLC, like Ice Palaces. Well, although I do love this game. If I'm struggling this mess on Ice Palace, I don't think I'm ready to dive into a Day Out or whatever it is. On top of that, kind of, my idea is to try and like close this project, I suppose. Not to say that I wouldn't ever play it again, just that I'm I need to reach an ending so I can move on to other games. Which is another thing worth talking about. If I end up not making that much progress today, I might do a game alongside of this, which is just going to be Starbound, because that also needs finalizing. Of course, it like that's a whole nother story that I don't want to really get into here. Actually, no, I'll get into it because it happened alongside this game. Yeah, my hard drive got smashed by a sledgehammer by accident. And I lost all of my... Well, not all of my progress. A lot of my progress on both Starbound, Recursed, and I think one other game, but it wasn't an issue for that game because the stuff lost I was able to easily replace. It's a little similar for this game. This game, all I had to do was just redo the puzzles I had done, and I was back to where I was. Starbound, not so much, because that progress is not something that's easy to recreate. Anyways, we're here to focus on this game. But again, if I don't like, if this is another one gem day, I am going to I'm gonna start up Starbound. And I'm thinking like every third stream will be Starbound, and every first and second stream can be a Recursed game or something like that. Alright, time to devote my all to this wacky puzzle. I've got a block. I figured out last session how to touch the key. However, I was stuck once I had done so. Because I lose access to one of the chests. Let's just review everything. Last chest I remember is the Ooblock chest. Oobleck. This chest and the one behind the locked door are the same chest. The whole gimmick was to use lots of stuff to move that key here when it's dry, enter it when it's wet so that the key falls into my hands. And then proceed to use a key on that door. In the interim, it's possible to get an Oobleck to copy the key so that I can open this door with one of the keys. So I feel it's possible that might be part of the puzzle. Another solution is that all I need is to jump in an empty jar with a key, and it's solved. So I feel like that would be too easy a solution, though, if I could just pull that off. But the other option is also relevant. Because I feel like I'm gonna pop out of the chest in this room. And then just need to make my way through the door. You can't hop in a chest unless there's 2 blocks above it. So I was thinking, like, what if I get the chest on top of the door? And I was like, nah, that's not gonna work. Another thing that I had thought of is, can I flood this room? Surely I can flood this room. Yeah, I can flood this room. What does it look like flooded? Remind me. Yeah, I could also, in theory, get the enchanted key on top of there, and then just let it fall down. And that way, I don't have to use the enchanted key on the door. I'm wondering if that's where the hoopla comes into play, but if they... No, I'd be on the wrong side of the door. Yeah, the only way to get over there when it's wet is to open the door. So the enchanted key idea seems really stupid. Because then, like, why wouldn't I just leave the enchanted key right down here? Then all I'll have to do is just return to this room when it's dry, and then it's solved. So that doesn't seem like a reasonable solution, or an unnecessary solution. Both those things. Mainly the purpose of this room being wet is so that I can move objects that are down here back up. Which is mainly going to be this enchanted block. Because that's the only other enchanted thing in here. Alright. And this is used... What uses does this have if I'm not going to use it? Yeah, this block's only purpose, I feel, is to be used in this chest. I mean, the only caveat is that in theory, I could take it into that chest when it's dry and get the same usage out of it. Then I could bring the block back outside. Is there a difference between doing that with an enchanted block? I don't think so. Either way, I'm not taking anything into the room. Other than the block. Well, I should say I'm not taking anything out of the room other than the block. So it doesn't matter which block I use at that point, or which block I have access to. Just need a block. So, under that idea, I think using this block here so that I can jump over this door is a very correct thing. The question almost becomes, do I use it for a jar? Probably, because once I move the chest down, it'll be wet. And it's only useful in the dry jar. So I feel like this is probably our first step of this room, no matter what. We take the block, put it in this chest, make a jar, so that we have access to this dry room later with the block in it. I know it's early, but I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Hello there, how are you doing? Oh, that's the one thing that I don't have. Unless I can set that up right now. Can I do that right now? Can I set this up to show timestamps? No, that's one reason I have it on my other computer. Fully. Oh well. How are you doing? If you're still there. Oh, that's the third reason to have it set up so that I can't see how many people are watching. Fine, I'll go get my laptop then. I was just in the bathroom. Are you plugged in? Oh, you got wrapped around this. That's what's going on. Alright. Good cooking, so you'll be less chatty. Oh, okay. Well, I feel like I have a clear head, having slept on all these puzzles. Not that I've come up with any new things to try, just that my brain isn't exploding while I'm coming out with possibilities. So I think this block is a clear first step for this room. There's no other, like, second thing to do other than make a jar out of it. I mean, I could jump over it now, but it doesn't accomplish anything. I need a block in this room. I guess I'll double check. Well, even if I could... Problem is I cannot enter this room when it's water filled. So even though there's like both dry land and water access in this room, there's no way to get into anywhere else in the room. Not without an enchanted chest or something like that. So just ignore that. This is a clear first step. Oh, you stupid thing. Alright, fine. That. Okay. Thanks for the follow, by the way. I just noticed that. Or I should say, I just see that now, because I like the first time pulling up my phone. Alright. So, clear indication to make a jar is probably after it. I can make a jar just for the sake of having a second jar. I'll do that too. Okay, that is second jar that I don't know what I'm doing with. This is jar with block. Alright, we're down here now. They can only enter these chests while they're filled with water. Now, what do I bring into this jar? While I'm here, I guess I'll make a jar. Although, do I put something else in this jar? That's something I haven't thought of. I've always just made the jar. It might be something I want to put in this jar when I make it. It could even be this chest. At the end of the day, I'm only going to be able to bring one thing with me down to that other chest. If it's... Ooh. Thinking. Alright. Now I'm set up so that I can see timestamps for comments. Hooray. Uh-oh, you have been cursed to recursed. Hey there, Sigma. Yes, I'm feeling less overwhelmed. Still stuck, but less overwhelmed. Having slept on these puzzles has been good for me. Yeah, I did manage to beat a level last stream. Can even... Yeah, let's go and look at it. I managed to get the diamond on low tide. That was my one gem for the stream. Thank you. Right now I'm focusing my time on this puzzle. I feel like I'm got a strong grasp of what my first step should be. I'm trying to decide on my second step. He had a couple of puzzles that he had to sleep on 2 or 3 times to get through. Yeah, I could definitely relate to that, having just... So that's clear first step. So my next thought that I was been working through my head is I should make a jar that is wet of this chest. But what I hadn't thought of doing before, I feel, is put something in that jar. That's something I hadn't thought of at this point. It could even be this jar I made that's just a dry jar. If I put the dry jar in this wet chest, I could have access to the key later. This is all about figuring out the second step. Streamer invents the canning process. At some point, there's got to be a purpose for the oobleck. I don't feel like they would just make a giant red herring oobleck thing. Top of all this. The other possibility that I could do is just start doing trial and error, so I don't have to think through the solution. But that seems like a way to get myself into trouble. The oobleck is there to make you go, ooh, black. Ooh, oobleck. I should use it for something. That does always work, but then that means I'm not actually using my head. I got a fresh mind today. I should use it. Let me just think through stuff for a sec. So. I think what I was doing yesterday, or not yesterday, 2 days ago, was I was using this dry jar with the block to I would bring this chest, because this is the one with the key in it. So it'd be dry, I could then walk in there, use the block to move the key over. Then problem is I would then have to like leave the jar. Which means I would be... I think I get to keep the chest though, so I would keep the chest. I'd have access to the key out here? Is that right? That doesn't seem right now, does it? No, alright, let's just do it. See what problem I run into. That's right, the chest is down here. That's what the problem was. It is in fact very useless down here. Yeah, and this needs the block. And I can't get the block down there. Alright. That simply means that that was not what I was doing. A couple million resets in on this puzzle, but I feel like I've got it soon. Just make an extra one just so I have a dry place. You go down. So the idea was I go inside this chest with something else. No, I go well, I do make a jar of some kind. Yeah, the idea was, what do I take into this jar? Oh. If I like move this, let's experiment. I'm kind of ready to experiment now. That's just a wet jar. This is the dry jar with nothing else in it though. So this dry jar, if I take this chest into this jar, I can it doesn't have to be the one with the block. Although I can still just take the block with me when I leave. Yeah, okay. But I can do this. I don't think I got to this part last time. Okay. So this chest is lost now. Hopefully I'm done with it. Alright, just take this on the way out so I don't lose it. I can bring it... Well... Either way, I think what I can do is not use the one with the block. So let's do that. That way I have more options available. Okay. Yeah, I'll make 2 of these so I still have access to it after I'm done with it. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to use one of these. Alright. So the plan was... I move this down here. I can make this a jar, because why not? I'll put this wet jar where it's dry, so I'll probably keep these all apart. Now the plan was not to use the one with the block, since I don't use the block for anything. But I would jump in there with, not that chest. That chest? Yeah, that chest. Alright. Jump down here. I can use this. I can move the key. Okay. Hop out of this jar. I haven't lost anything. The block is still available in the other jar. I can hop inside this chest. Move this back now that I'm done using it down here. Make a jar. Why not? There's another wet jar if it's useful for any reason. Alright, now this is the one with the actual block in it. So it has both blocks. I can... Well, what can I do now is the big question. Yeah, exactly. Yay, now what? I think I'm just left exactly where I was last time, where I can manage to now touch the key. But then I do myself by doing so. What can I bring with me? I still haven't figured out what to do. This jar gives me access to a key, but then I'm forced to use the key. I can come back out with a chest, but then that chest has nothing in it, which makes it useless, because the key is enchanted. This is just a wet jar. This is a dry jar with the block in it. Oh wait, no, that's also a dry jar, but no block in it. What if I did this all again? Except, I put a dry jar in the wet jar. Okay. Then I could get my chest back, I think. So this goes here. Make our dry jar. Make another dry jar just so we have a dry jar. Make a second one. Okay. So now I've got... These are dry jars with nothing in it. This is a dry jar with the block in it. Now, I want the dry jar with nothing in it. To go in this chest, we make a jar. Now, we go inside the wet jar with the chest that has the key, right? This is the key chest? Yeah, this is the key chest. Do I need to move the block first? I can do that while I'm in there. It was this jar, right? Oh, I'd hopefully I didn't mix them up. Okay, I did not mix them up. Alright, I'm gonna borrow this. Am I still losing access to this chest because I'm technically in a dry area with the chest? Yeah, this didn't actually solve anything, did it? The only difference is now I'm in a wet area. I don't think that did anything. Keys for sale, payment, 1 chest. And one chest and a locked door you to immediately use it on. Yeah. So hopping in this jar, no matter what, I cannot take the chest back. As someone who made some recursed puzzles, water is actually quite helpful for setting up situations where you trade chests for stuff. Well, I'm already here. Let's prove my point, I suppose. Yeah, you go do that, you get the key. You lose the chest, which is... Alright, so that doesn't help. Let's set up this all again. Back when I was playing this, it was beyond me how people would design good levels for it. Alright. I guess I'll make a water one. Although, again, do I put anything in it? Let's just make a water chest for now, since I can. I feel like I could, if I went back to it, maybe I could see it more. It's freaking hard. I made 3 levels, but 2 of them turned out too hard, I think. Understandable. Now making a 4th as soon as I figured out the main level rather than the paradox. This does at least feel like the type of game where it'd be so fun designing levels. Alright. We have a chest with the key. We have the jar with the block in it. We have just 2 dry jars, just so I have 2 dry jars. We have a wet jar up there where it's dry, so I remember it. Someone on YouTube solved the easy one, including all paradoxes, so that was cool. Alright. We have the original chest with the doors and the gem. I suppose, considering that this chest has the gem in it, we need to either take either the chest down to the chest with the oobleck, or we need to take a dry jar that has the chest in it down there. Hang on a sec, statement doesn't make sense, does it? If we take a chest, or a jar down there, with the chest can't go in it. It can only go inside a jar. Wait, I said that does make sense. But then I can't get out of the jar to move it. Okay. Yeah, so that means I basically, no matter what, wouldn't I need to take this chest with me down there? Because I need to have access to the gem in order to beat the level. What on earth do I do with just a chest, though? I mean, at most, I could have this enchanted block, maybe, big maybe, an enchanted key. Good old jars. They have a lot more storage potential than you might think. Three elements that adding them to your level makes everything complicated. Green chests, cauldrons, jars. I just realized that the level you were playing last time has all three. Well, this one at least doesn't have a green chest. Or cauldrons. It just has jars. Does that make me feel bad? Cauldrons are my mortal enemy from Hectate. I can imagine. I just have flashbacks to that one level where I spent like an hour and a half saying out loud, "This is a green cauldron in a red room," or something along those lines. Until I could actually not make a mistake in my own solution. So bad. They should just have been color-coded and it would have been fine. Just make the smoke red or make the smoke blue. That's all they need to do to fix it. It would have been such a simple solution that would cause so much less headache. Instead of having to remember from jumping in it what color the cauldron is. I mean, they can make different colored flames. This exit to the room is just a kind of red version of the green thing that lets you make a jar. Except I suppose it's plus signs versus stars. Hey, the game's all about headache. Alright. Sure. They actually make you solve the final level of this pack blindfolded. What on earth does that mean? Don't answer that question. thinking. I feel like, so that chest over there, I can't access it unless I already have a key in the water room. So I feel like that's no good. And if I have the key in the water room, I don't need to open the door anymore. I can just solve the puzzle. So let's forget all that. The only use case I can see of it, I must already have the oobleck. That chest's only purpose, I feel, is to allow you to get the enchanted key by dunking it in the water. Because the chest by itself is useless because you can't get blocks over to it. It needs a block to be useful when it's dry. So really the only purpose it has is to get a wet key, as I guess you could call it. Which means your only next move will be to always unlock the door. So, in theory, I should have the oobleck already in this room to turn into a key. That's all I'll be able to use the enchanted key for. So, what would I do to get the oobleck into this room? It would need to be in a dried room after using water to obtain it. And of course, this has to be some concoction that I bring to that chest. And it has to be something that I then bring that chest into. I feel like it again. I said a little bit earlier, since I can't bring a jar that has this chest inside it. Hang on a sec. That logic's a little bit off. Technically, if I have the jar, I have access to the gem. It would have to be a dry. It doesn't have to be dry. It just has to contain a dry. A dry jar. The key is going to exist in a dry space, though. So that means, and the oobleck has to be in that dry space. So the oobleck has to be in the dry space. If it's a jar, no, it only. Okay, it could have a dry jar in it. If I have a jar that has a dry jar in it, that lets me solve the puzzle. But then okay, it has. If I have a wet jar. No, what on earth am I need? It would have to be a wet jar, right? Because I need a wet jar to get the oobleck. So let's say I'm in a wet jar. There's a dry jar in that jar. I bring the wet jar down to the chest. Wait. This whole thing. Oh, there can be something in that dry jar, though. Yeah, the block is in. Let's say the block is in the dry jar. So the block is in the dry jar. That jar goes inside a wet jar. I bring that wet jar down to the chest. with the oobleck. I bring the oobleck chest into... Okay, that means I don't need the chest, which is what it costs to move the key. I just have to make the wet jar in advance with the dry thing in it, with the block in it. Alright, let's see how far I get. Feeling pretty good. All this sounds, sound so far that I've just explained. And I'll make a second one just in case. Gonna worry about minimum number of movements later. Or not at all, because I don't care about that. Okay. So, dry jar with the block goes in a wet chest to make, the wet room that I'm eventually going to bring over there. The oobleck chest then goes inside this wet jar. Okay. I'm one wet. Hang on. I bring the oobleck into the dry jar. And then I have a block. I think I still have blocks. I have blocks to get it down to the gem. I think I'm okay. Okay, that's okay. It sounds. Now let's see if it looks sound. So that... Now my job is to move the key. How do I move the key again? I put this block here. I only need the one wet chest, I think. Why not? I'm gonna lose the chest. Why not have an extra jar? Let's just have an extra jar. Alright, extra wet jar. Goes right here. I bring this chest into the dry. I'm gonna lose this chest, but it allows me to move. This is the wrong. What? Where is it? Where's the chest? This is. What happened? That's the wrong chest. Okay. Try this again. It was bound to happen at some point. Okay. That goes there. Make 2 of these, because why not? I think I only need the one anyways. No, do I? No, I need one with a block. That's fine. Alright. So, we're going... This jar has the block. It goes inside this chest while it's wet. We make our wet jar. This wet jar will eventually go to the oobleck. Now I move the key. This is the chest with the key in it. There we go. Bring this chest into the dry jar. No! Hey, no! I forgot to move the block. Now I just spend an hour and a half until I get my own directions right. Yep, just like last time with the cauldrons. Alright, this here. Down there. Alright, I think I really only need one of these. Let's just do one. Okay, bring this down here. This is our dry jar with the block. It goes inside the wet chest. Put it right there. While I'm here, move this block down here. Alright, this goes to the Oobleck chest. We move the key. We take this chest that has the key in it into this dry jar. Alright. You take this for a sec, move the key. There was a level where I wrote the solution in my notebook and it took me 30 minutes start to finish to execute it. Just reading off the instructions. I probably did something wrong. Or I mean it worked suboptimally. Alright. This is back. We can leave this chest. We're done with it. I think I know what level you're talking about. Watching Alex Diener, it took him about the same time making. Alright, we move this block back. Alright, it is ready to be used. Alright, we've officially time to take this. What even is this object right now? It's a wet jar with a dry jar in it that has a block. That sounds right. We take the Oobleck chest into the wet jar. We grab the Oobleck. Hope I don't have to. Oh shoot! No, wait, no. This is a problem here. How do I keep the Oobleck from changing objects? Just use the kick button to move stuff without touching it. Just use your feet. Oh man, this is like the final issue. I need both blocks to be sitting here so that I can come in, enter the room with the Oobleck, just jump straight on the blocks, and then go get the key without touching anything. How the heck do I pull that off? I think... Is this a thing? I make more blocks! I have infinite Ooblecks! What am I doing? I have infinite Ooblecks! I'm okay. Man, that is one funny final step to add to the situation. Alright. I might not have put the block in position earlier. Do I just start over, or do I just pray that I did the actual thing? Why do I have this chest all the way down here? Let's go and get it up here. Alright. I'm probably gonna have to do this again, but on the chance I actually put the block in the correct position and from the start, I don't think I did. No, you do this. But this sits here. Alright, now grab an Oobleck. I was repeating some series of actions, I think. This was a while ago, so I couldn't super remember now. I could imagine it was the same level. Alright. You guys are figuring stuff out in chat. Alright, I have my Oobleck. Are the blocks in the right position? They are certainly not. Alright. But I've got it solved. We have solved the problem. Alright, this goes here. It has to stay there. We make our dry thing. Okay. I make a dry one for use later. Hop on down. This is our block. This goes inside this wet chest. I can leave it here. Move this block while I'm doing this. Okay, this is our one. We take the oobleck chest. We take this chest into this dry jar. We move the enchanted key. Yep, that's one. Yeah, I've got this solved. Okay. Leave everything behind. We're done with that chest. Okay. Go back. Move this block. Back up top. Okay, we're done with that chest. Take this. Everything hangs out up here. Okay, this can sit here. That can stay there. We're going to do something. What are we doing? We're grabbing infinite blocks. So that I can have this block in position without having to touch it. Good freaking puzzle. Alright, put that right there. Start stacking blocks. Okay. We'll make it 3 tall. Or 4 tall? Whatever. We're just gonna play this safe. That. Alright. Is there even enough room? Oh, either way. Well, I guess that's fine. That's where it's gonna sit. It's gonna stay there because the block is under it in the other version of this room. We take an oobleck to go. Hang on just a sec. Oh no. There's one more step! Hang on, we have a problem. Oh my god, are you kidding me? That's the solution? That's the solution? Are you kidding me? Alright, no, I can't store that in the... Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. This can't be done. I have... The one thing I need to do once I get into this room is put that chest in the water. It's not in the water. Which means the oobleck is going to turn into this chest. How have you done this to me? I don't have to move the blocks, but I still have to move the chest? And the oobleck's gonna be stuck down there. I feel like I need to... Which chest is... This is... I'm in the chest. I'm in a jar. Like, I need to put this oobleck inside of a jar. So that it stays in oobleck until I can move the chest. Why? How did you do this to me? Because right now, if I hop in that jar, the blocks will be stacked. I can go and touch the chest, but I can't. The key. Wait a minute. Hit with the double troll. Yep. If I take a third block, I could then do nothing with it because I can take something to the chest. But of course, there's nothing to take to the chest. It's all blocks. That's no good. What on earth? I've definitely gotten farther with this puzzle. But, oh. I can't even fathom what I'm supposed to do now. And my only thought is, in order to preserve this oobleck, I would need to put it in a chest and turn that into a jar, and then the oobleck is safe. Because what I could do is, instead of this oobleck, if I were holding a jar with an oobleck in it, I could hop into the jar, put it down, move the chest into the water without falling down, jump back, go get the jar, take the oobleck out of the jar, set it down, go back up, hop in the chest, go get the key, hop out of the chest, the oobleck turns it into a key. I have 2 keys in a dry room. And that's the problem. This turns into trying to store a chest inside its own jar. Well, you can definitely do that. Well, no, you can't, because hopping out of the jar breaks it. Yeah, you can't store a chest in a jar. None of these things make jars, though. I need a chest that makes jars right now. so that I can put the oobleck in it and keep it safe. I can copy the jar. Doesn't... That's just gonna make a null space later, though. Save me, infinite blocks. I can bring the chest instead of the oobleck, but then by the time I would need 3 blocks. What's stored? A block is stored inside this jar at the moment. Yeah, that's the whole reason why this is even going to work. If I take a 3rd block into it, I would need to bring... I need to bring 2 items in all these scenarios I'm coming up with, which doesn't help anything. With a 3rd block, I could bring an item up top, but then there has to already be an item inside the jar, which is the block. That spot is already taken. It doesn't work. Oh my gosh. Wait, did I just think of a cheese of this puzzle? I have to test it? Oh dear. I remember the other day saying that this was like one of the puzzles you couldn't figure out a cheese for. I think I'm done at this point for this. Something you said gave me a new idea. I mean, this room has dry space in it, but you can't hop on the chest because it's too close to the ceiling. I already determined that. How do I preserve this oobleck? I need some aquis mortis. So I can just drop this in there for a sec. I feel like that's like the craziest thing I've discovered. There hasn't been a puzzle in this entire ice palace that used that to preserve an oobleck, is there? Because that is such a weird mechanic that I discovered. Because if it oobleck is sitting in aqua mortis, it won't transform into another object that you carry. And I just like discovered that. Nope, not yet at least. Yeah, okay. That's such a cool concept that doesn't get used anywhere in this. That's kind of sad. It's also amazing because the fact is even in this ice palace where a ton of weird mechanics that were unused elsewhere are like there still exist unused mechanics. Do our thing, I guess. Oh! Oh! I figured it out! No, I didn't! Dang it! Wait! Yes! I did! I did figure it out! Oh my god! This is ridiculous! Alright. We do this. This does work. Sort of. Maybe. But then it's hang on, it's not wet though. Shoot, 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 shoot. I need a block. If I had the block, I could just grab the key. Wait, no wait. Wait, I need it to be wet. What am I talking about? The block doesn't get me this. Hang on. You just disproved the cheese. Bummer. Oh, you know what? It just occurred to me. If I take a block into this room, it's going to be stuck down there anyways. Yeah, that's not helpful. What isn't nice is this, though. Wait a minute. What if I did bring a block? If I had another block... I wouldn't have the chest down there, you doofus. That's what. Okay, never mind. Oh, I mean, I can go and get the key, but then I can't get out of the water. Level is still feeling very cheese-proof. Ah, game! I didn't think you'd do something like this. This might actually turn into like a sleep on it for 2 to 3 days puzzle, because I did get farther after one day. I mean, now I have to think above and on top of what I've already discovered just now. No, I didn't think this type of thing would happen. Yeah, just one little problem. It still feels like it's intended that you unlock both doors. There's also now a weird thing in my head where I'm pondering, like, what if I just got the key and just, like, put it in this room? Because then all I would have to do is just copy the chest. The problem is, like, that chest is how I've determined to get the key out of this chest. Like, I can 100% grab the key. I just need a little more water. I give. Go in the water. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, I need the block then. Here's... Well, I think this run is, like, I'm officially stuck in this water. I can't do anything else. I might as well try this. Can I squeeze an item in this spot? I don't think it's gonna let me do that. No. Because I was wondering if, like, I could throw the enchanted block, like, up here, and then bring a normal block to the dry chest? Because then I could just go pick up the key and walk out with it. I could jump up there, jump up, and then grab the key and then hop back down. That's another way to move the key out of this room without this whole water changing thing. But, of course, it doesn't work, so I just have to stop thinking about it now and save myself the trouble. So I have this wondrous chest. If I could get it back out of the water, I could save this key somehow. And again, even if I have 3 blocks there, no helpful. This key's lost. If I could throw the thing, I could then get the key. It's of course an enchanted key. Doesn't work. Hang on! Wait a minute, what's... this chest is... There's no more dry space, though. And of course, I can't move in this area while it's wet. Yeah, I was like, there's a dry spot in this chest, but of course that doesn't work. I will never access that. Save me, Uplex. Wait a minute. No, that still doesn't help. Yeah. What? What if I had the enchanted block in this dry chest? And then just brought an Ublex to this chest when it's dry. I could just make copies of keys. Yeah. I feel like this is another, like, this is exactly what it is now. I need to step away from it now and come back to it again with even more foresight and more rest-rested brain. I feel so defeated. I'm getting so close. Usually it's the other way around. I'm excited because I'm so close.